Start with something you already do well. The title of this video should be, at the risk of sounding grammatically incorrect and sending the wrong signal, start with something you already do well enough. The point is, you don't have to be the very best in whatever you're doing. If you like to swim, you don't necessarily have to be the next Michael Phelps. If you like to sing, you don't necessarily have to sing like Mariah Carey. Just do it well enough. The good news is, all of us on this planet have at least one thing that we are good at. Now, please understand that the word good is contextual here. It's comparative. This means that we do it well enough. This is very easy to understand in theory, but for you to develop self-confidence based on competence, I need you to do the following exercise. I need you to sit down and list out all the things that you think you are good at. Use a stream of consciousness method. In other words, the first thing that comes to your mind, write it down. Ask yourself this question: what am I good at? What do I do well? So write it down. No need to edit yourself. No need to second-guess yourself. If you think that it's partially or even has a chance of being accurate, write it down. Get a massive list going. Go through your list and actually do these activities. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I want you to actually do these activities. It will probably take some time. It's very important that there are other people giving you some sort of assessment. Maybe they're clapping their hands. Maybe they're looking at you. Maybe they're raising their hands. Whatever the case may be, there has to be some sort of objective feedback. These are your results. Ideally, you should be getting a grade, or you should be getting money. Whatever you do, there has to be some sort of feedback mechanism. This is not just you sitting down by yourself and chuckling about the idea that you're good at Fortnite. There has to be some sort of objective standard out there. Again, you're not expecting yourself to be the very best or a world-class standard. There just has to be some sort of measurement of external results. Write down these results and rank them. Identify and slice and dice. By this point, you should have a fairly clear idea of the things that you do reasonably well as measured by objective results. You're not just going by your subjective impression here. You're not just going by your own personal opinion of how well you do. There is some sort of objective feedback here. Now, slice and dice them. What I mean by this is you look for the top 5 or 6 and then get rid of everything else. Next, you slice and dice the things that you do well. When you do something, it has many different components. For example, if you are good at public speaking, then this means that you have to have a script. You have to have some sort of preparatory steps. You will speak, you will use body language, you will use voice modulation, and you will use the right facial expressions. You might even make gestures. When you dissect the activity into these different parts, you slice and dice it. You figure out which parts account for the results that you're getting. Now that you have done this for the 5 to 6 activities that you objectively get good results with, pick one that has the most parts that get the most results. You won't be able to figure this out unless you slice and dice them. Systematically improve. Now that you've broken down that particular activity into its different parts, improve the parts that require improvement. I've got some good news for you. Most people will have areas for improvement. In fact, chances are, you're not going to be perfect across the board. So, look for those parts and improve them by constantly practicing or acting them out with an eye towards improving that particular section. Make predictions on how this tweak or modification can lead to improvements. Make sure you measure improvements based on the actual external results that you get. If you do this, then you should be able to create an upward spiral of improvements. What do I mean by that? Well, you will break down what you're doing, and then you can decide what you're going to do to improve it. You make a move, and if you see the improvement, you feel better about it. Then you try it some more, and you do a better job, and this leads to you trying more, acting more, and getting better and better results. Now, please understand that this can go up and down, but generally speaking, the pattern should trend upwards. Focus first on subjective improvement. Now that you have a clear overview of the improvements that you're going to make, here's the nitty-gritty of the improvement system. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to focus on the subjective elements. You have to have a positive view of the results that you're getting. Deep down inside, you're thinking that you are making an improvement. You feel it. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're somebody. Shift to objective results. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. Great feelings and emotions are awesome and everything, but at the end of the day, the world only rewards results, so we're going to have to shift to objective results. Look at the results that you're getting. Are people clapping more? Are you getting paid more? Are you getting a lot more attention? I'm talking about qualitative here. This is something that you can reduce into writing, something that you can boil down into a number, not just feelings or hopeful expectations. It's important to make sure that you quantify the results you're getting. Can you see it? Now, how do you see objective results? First, you need to ramp up output. For example, you're trying to become a better employee. Previously, you were only able to produce 1 report a day at your research firm. Apparently, this is enough to keep you from getting fired, but as you probably already know, that's not enough to get you promoted or get you a raise. When you shift to objective results, the first thing that you're going to look at is to measure your improvement based on how you ramp up output. If you stay stuck at 1 report a day, you're not making progress. I don't care how good you feel. I don't care how awesome you think you are. It could just be that Dunning-Kruger effect. You're not all that competent, but you think that you're the best thing since sliced bread. Not good. You must be able to show these objective results. The first hurdle that you're going to have to clear is output. You know you're going in the right direction if you are now cranking out 2 research reports. Congratulations, you've made a 100% improvement. But don't stop there. See if you can hit 3, then 4, then 5. I know it sounds like a tall order, but let's get real here. If you were to boil down all actual productive work you do in the span of an 8-hour workday, chances are you're clocking it at maybe 1 hour if you're lucky. The rest is basically checking emails, social media updates, talking to people at the water cooler, you name it. There is definitely a lot of space and resources to work with if you choose to be completely honest with yourself. So 5 reports per day may not be asking for too much if you're going to fully apply yourself. That's the first hurdle. You're going to shift to objective results in terms of output. That's the first way you know you are making progress. Keep hitting output. See it scale up. Next, you have to scale up quality. I'm telling you, crap times 1 million is still crap. Crap is not going to get you that corner office. It's not going to get you a substantial raise. It's not going to get you much respect. If you duplicate something that isn't very good millions of times over, people are not going to be all that happy. So scale up quality. You are already scaling up output. You must scale up quality. When you pair this up with subjective improvement, your feelings about what you're doing improve as well. It becomes clear to you that you are making progress, and this gives you an objective basis for competence. You're not just feeling this. You're not just imagining this. This is real.